Before we begin this story of love, lies, and ghosts from the past, make sure you show this channel some love. Like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a story that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Now, let's begin. They say you can't resurrect the dead, but I did. I found a ghost from my past on a glowing screen, and I breathed life back into him with a single message. What I didn't know was that I was also burying myself. It started with a lie of omission. When Mark told me he was in recovery for alcohol, I already knew the truth from my best friend. It was crack, a demon far more vicious. But I saw the good man fighting beneath the addiction. I saw a project, a mission, my mission. Our life together was a beautiful, fragile house of cards. I helped him get his plumbing truck. I helped raise his daughter, Chloe. We bought an apartment. I watched the color return to his cheeks, the strength to his hands. I was his savior. And that's a dangerous thing to be, because saviors can become prisoners. The phone call about his heart attack didn't come from a hospital. It came from his business partner, a man I'd only met once. A man with a cold handshake and colder eyes. He said it was instant, that Mark was gone before he hit the ground. The funeral was a closed casket. Trauma from the fall, they said. My world didn't just shatter, it evaporated. The grief was a black hole. It swallowed my job, my sanity. I was diagnosed with a stress-induced divergence. I had to run to the mountains of northern Maryland where the fog clings to the pines like a shroud. I met David. He was solid, kind, a plumber himself, a safe harbor in my endless storm. We married. We bought a house. I started working with intellectually disabled adults, a clean, good life, a life where I could almost forget the sound of Mark's laugh.
Good night, good morning, baby. I love you.
But anchors can also be chains. One evening, David came home early. His face was a mask of confusion and concern.
Had a weird one today. A service call out on Ridge Road. Big, secluded place. The guy was off.
My blood went cold. Ridge Road was where Mark's old business partner lived.
He kept asking about my life, if I was happy. Then he said the strangest thing. He said, "You take good care of her. She's a fragile thing. She never got over her last one dying."
The room tilted. I had never told David the details of Mark's death, only that he had passed away. How did he know about that?
I didn't get a name, but he described a man, tall, a tattoo of an eagle on his forearm, a scar over his left eyebrow.
My breath hitched. That was Mark's business partner.
And then, as I was leaving, I saw him. Through the garage door, before it closed. The client was talking to another man, a man holding a beer, staring right at me with the coldest eyes I've ever seen. He had a tattoo just like the one you described, the one you said your Mark had, an eagle, holding a wrench.
The floor fell away. Mark was alive. The heart attack, the closed casket, the rushed funeral. It was all a staged exit. He hadn't chosen the pipe over me. He had chosen disappearance, but why? To escape debt, the law. Or was I the one he was escaping? But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was the look in David's eyes. It wasn't just confusion anymore. It was suspicion. That night, I crept to David's home office. My hands shook as I opened his laptop. I had to know what he knew. I found the invoice for the job on Ridge Road. The client's name wasn't the business partner. It was a company name I didn't recognize. But in the notes section, David had typed a single chilling line. Client insists on cash payment. Mentioned watching the house. Knew details about my name he shouldn't. Took photos of his truck and license plate. Called it in to Ben. Ben, David's brother, a police detective. I slammed the laptop shut. The door handle to the office began to turn slowly. My safe, simple life in the mountains was a lie. I was living in a house of mirrors, and in every reflection, Mark's face was staring back at me. He wasn't a ghost I had left behind. He was a ghost who had followed me. And now my new husband was keeping secrets of his own. Was he trying to protect me? Or was he part of the trap? The man I loved died once. If he's back, then this isn't a second chance. It's a reckoning. And I don't know who to fear more, the ghost from my past or the husband in my present.
Honey, you in there? Everything okay?
My heart was a trapped bird beating against my ribs. I slid the laptop closed, the sound deafening in the silence. Just looking for a pen.
Couldn't sleep. Ben just called back.
He didn't break eye contact. He was testing me. What did he say?
The truck I saw at that house on Ridge Road. It was registered to a shell company, untraceable. But Ben ran the plates again, through a different system, a federal database.
If you're as hooked on this story as I was living it, take a second to comment ghost below. I read every single one. And don't forget to subscribe for more true life thrillers. Now back to the story where my safe new life was about to implode.
It came back flagged, associated with an ongoing investigation, not for drugs.
For what?
Fraud. Life insurance fraud, to be specific. A massive policy was taken out on Mark a year before he died. The beneficiary wasn't you. It was his business partner.
The pieces, sharp and ugly, began to click into place. The staged death. The closed casket. They weren't just running from addiction. It was a con. A lucrative one. And I was the grieving girlfriend who provided the perfect, tragic cover story. They used me. The whole time, they used me.
But that's not the interesting part, Sarah. The interesting part is why he's back. Why risk it?
Mark's partner was dead. The money's gone. The partner had it, and now he's dead. Mark thinks he was double-crossed. Or he's cleaning up loose ends.
And what's the biggest loose end of all? The one who could expose the whole scheme. The one who never saw a body.
Me. The fear was a physical thing, coiling in my stomach. But then, a worse thought slithered into my mind. David knew all of this. He'd been investigating for who knows how long. He called his brother, a detective, immediately. I looked at my husband, the solid, kind, safe man I'd married, the man who was suddenly a stranger with a detective on speed dial. How did you get Ben to look into this so quickly, David? You saw that man for 2 minutes. You took a photo of a truck. People don't do that. Cops don't do that.
Because you're not the first, Sarah. 3 years ago, in another state, a woman named Angela. Her fiancé, a contractor, died in a workplace accident. A gas line explosion. Closed casket. She moved here, to these mountains, to start over. She was fragile. Just like you. 6 months after she moved here, she disappeared. The case went cold. But the description of her fiancé? Tall. Eagle tattoo. Scar over his left eyebrow.
The room spun. Mark wasn't just a con man. He was a predator. He sought out vulnerable women, built them up, staged his death, and what? Came back to silence them when the heat was off? Or to drain them of whatever they had left? And David, how did he know all this? Who are you, David?
I'm a plumber, but Ben, he's a detective. And Angela, she was my sister.
The truth was a sucker punch. I wasn't his safe harbor. I was his bait. He married me, built a life with me, waiting for my ghost to return. He knew Mark would come for me eventually. The good night, good morning, I love you wasn't a promise. It was a surveillance log. I was living in a beautiful, isolated house in the mountains, trapped between 2 men. One was a ghost who wanted me dead. The other was a hunter who had used me as a pawn. And outside, in the inky blackness of the pine forest, a twig snapped, then another. Something or someone was moving in the dark, circling the house. The nightmare wasn't just at my door, it was already inside. What was done in the dark? David's jaw tightened. He pulled a small key from his pocket and unlocked a drawer in his desk, retrieving a handgun. The metallic click as he checked the chamber was the most terrifying sound I'd ever heard. He moved toward the front door, not as my husband, but as a soldier going to war. I followed, my heart hammering against my ribs. The voice that answered wasn't Mark's. It was younger, trembling with tears.
It's Chloe, please. Is my dad here? I'm scared.
Chloe, his daughter, the girl I'd helped raise, the child he'd supposedly left behind. David lowered the gun, a flicker of confusion breaking through his mask. He unlocked the door and pulled it open. She stood on our porch, drenched from the rain, her face pale and streaked with tears. She was no longer the 14-year-old girl I remembered. She was a young woman, and sheer terror contorted her features. Chloe, what's wrong? How did you find us?
He told me, before he left. He said if anything ever happened to him, I was to find you. He gave me this address. He said you were the only one he ever trusted.
Who, Chloe? Your dad. Mark is alive.
I know. He came to get me a week ago. He was hiding me. He said they were coming for him. He said he made a terrible mistake and he was trying to fix it.
Who is they, Chloe?
The people he worked with. The ones from the insurance fraud. He was going to testify. He was going to give them all up to get out. But he found out something else. Something worse. He found out the partner wasn't the mastermind. He was just a puppet. The real person, the one who planned it all, was the one who found the vulnerable women for him. The one who picked the targets.
A cold dread, colder than the mountain night, began to seep into my bones. Her tear-filled eyes lifted and locked directly on David.
He called her the shepherd. She would find the women, befriend them, tell him everything about their lives, their insecurities, make them perfect targets.
The world tilted on its axis. My best friend, the one who had dated Mark first all those years ago, the one who had told me he was in recovery, the one who had gently guided me toward him, encouraging me to help him. She was the constant, the link. But David's reaction was wrong. He didn't look surprised. He looked resigned. You knew, I whispered, turning to him. You didn't just think Mark killed Angela. You knew about the shepherd. You knew it was a woman. That's why you married me. You didn't just think he'd come back. You thought she would contact me again. David didn't deny it. His silence was a confession. Suddenly, headlights sliced through the front window, painting the walls in sweeping arcs. A car door slammed.
That's him. He was following me to make sure I got here safe.
But the figure that stepped into the pool of light on our porch wasn't Mark. It was a woman. Her face, once familiar and friendly, was now hardened into a mask of cold fury. In her hand, she held a pistol, and it was pointed directly at us. It was my best friend.
"Hello, Sarah," she said, her voice like ice. "You have something that belongs to me, and you," she sneered, her gaze shifting to David. "You've been a very naughty boy, digging into things that don't concern you. Where is he?"
From the shadows of the hallway, a figure emerged. Mark. He was gaunt, haunted, holding a tire iron. He looked at the woman, the shepherd, with pure hatred.
"He's right here, Lydia," Mark said, his voice raw. "It's over. Chloe told me everything. How you manipulated Angela. How you drove her to what happened. You didn't just find the targets. You destroyed them."
"I just helped them see their own weakness, and I helped you profit from it. We were a team, Mark, until you grew a conscience."
In that moment, the standoff was a tangled web of betrayal. The con man with a shred of redemption. The hunter with a hidden agenda. The shepherd with a gun. And me, the pawn who finally saw the whole board.
Drop it, Lydia. It's over.
"Nothing is over, not until I clean up this mess."
The gunshot was deafening. But it didn't come from Lydia's gun or David's. It came from outside. A sniper's round, precise and clinical, shattered the front window and struck Lydia in the shoulder. She screamed, dropping her weapon. Through the broken window, we saw figures emerging from the tree line, clad in tactical gear. And at the front of them was Ben, David's brother, lowering a rifle with a steely gaze.
Federal agents, everyone inside, drop your weapons and put your hands in the air. The house is surrounded.
The bait only works if you're willing to burn the whole trap down to catch the bigger predator.
Mark dropped the tire iron, his hands in the air, his eyes meeting mine. In them, I saw no ghost, just a broken, sorry man. As the agents swarmed the house, cuffing Lydia and attending to her wound, I stood in the center of the wreckage of my life. The "good night, good morning, I love you" had been a lie. The grief had been a lie. But the danger had been terrifyingly real. They took Lydia away. Mark, facing reduced charges for his cooperation, went into witness protection with Chloe. And David got his vengeance for his sister. The operation had been a years-long sting, and I had been an unwitting, crucial part of it. We didn't stay in the mountains. There was no us to salvage. How could there be, built on a foundation of lies and a ghost story? Sometimes, late at night, I still get a message, a good morning from an unknown number. It's not a threat, it's an apology. From a ghost who finally found peace and the man who used me to find his. I never write back. I learned that you can't build a future on the grave of a lie. You have to build it on the truth, no matter how painful. And my truth is this: I survived being a pawn. And now, finally, I am the one moving the pieces. If this story captivated you, let me know in the comments what shocked you the most. Did you see the twist coming? Your support means everything. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who loves a good thriller, and subscribe for more real-life stories full of drama and suspense. I survived being a pawn in someone else's game. Thank you for helping me become the one telling my own story.